Hey, Rocket League, that game was always fun, and to be fair, it still is. Unlike a lot of my recent videos, this isn't one on why this game is doomed to be dead within a set amount of time, if it isn't already. In fact, this video is a much more positive, hopeful, and overall more optimistic video, no pun intended, about a game that I've enjoyed for the longest period of time. I played Rocket League from the moment that it was a free PS Plus game on PlayStation those many summers ago, and even to this day, I still play the game almost daily. Although it's not anywhere close to the popularity it once enjoyed in the prime of the game, it is still a very solid option and a fun game to play. But unfortunately, the game gets very boring easily between updates, and it feels like the support for the game recently has been a bit lackluster from the community. It's getting a bit harder to find matches most of the time, and even when you do, the servers sometimes have some issues with the players and don't allow them to join, or vice versa. I think that this game could be made great again with some changes though. I think that with some new features and additions to the game, the right promotion, and some simple new things to play around with, this game could actually have another major boom in popularity. Let's be real, the game has an issue with staying fresh. Sure, there's, new events and crates being released consistently into the game, but unfortunately this does not make the gameplay any more fun, and gameplay updates are becoming a little bit more rare. The most we generally see now is a new map every once in a good while, and truthfully, there's only so much you can do in these maps without making them a nuisance to play like older Neo Tokyo. For one, it needs some new modes. Soccer is always fun in the game, well, at least most of the time. Hoops is fun too, but unfortunately it's only a 2v2 game mode. I don't enjoy hockey, and I don't often enjoy drop shot. I think that with some new modes based around sports or even some outside features, this game could be a lot more fun. I like that drop shot is kind of like volleyball, but it isn't volleyball. I wish there was an actual net or something that forced, people to play the ball high in the air and rely on the aerials, and anytime that the ball hit the ground is automatically a point for the opponent. But also, why haven't they added some sort of racing mode to the game? The cars are rocket powered. A racing mode would be pretty sweet. It would be an enjoyable addition, and it would help merge communities of people who like racing games into the general sports game category. It gives players more options, which could help revitalize the game a little bit in a time that it actually needs it. If races were introduced into the game, I personally can see a lot of people coming back to play the game, because this would be a really interesting update. Of course, you'd have issues with making sure that it's enjoyable to race in the game, but something along the lines of maybe like a Mario Kart style game with power-ups and little weapons and things to take out other people would be something to consider. Regardless, if it had more diversity in the gameplay, it could be much more enjoyable for longer. Almost nobody plays any mode except for soccer anyways, maybe a few hundred or thousand people, depending on the time of day. Also, I'd like to see some more rewards for actually playing the game, I like how every 4 or so matches you get to play, and you'll get a little topper or something, but the crate drops could be a little bit better, I don't think 1 or 2 a day for an average player is a very good drop rate, considering that they only give you 1 item, and you have to pay for the key to open the crate unless you have decryptors, and if you have those items, they're already untradeable because that's what the decryptor makes happen, and that ruins the value of the item entirely unless you're someone who never really trades. If you're not putting money into the keys to pay, and you're not using the rewards you sometimes get, you're basically either making the value of your item nothing on the market, or you're just saving crates to trade, which isn't an entirely awful idea. I don't hate the idea of paying $1 for a key to open each crate, I really don't. I just hate the idea that you're paying $1 each time to get your reward for playing the game. Trading is an important part of the community for this game, and if you don't have any money to spend on keys, you're not going to be able to do most trading, because people don't want 20 crates loading up in their inventory when they can trade items for other items that they've been wanting all this time anyways. Why would you trade your rare items for some crates in which you'll spend $10 on the keys to probably get like 10 items of worse value than the item that you have, when you could trade your item for other items of, maybe slightly less value, or for like one of the same value? That's a terrible trade for most people, unless you just like opening crates and risking it. I will say though that tournaments was an awesome addition to the game, and it helped breathe new life into the game for me, but you get literally nothing for winning tournaments. You can quite literally play through an entire 128 team tournament, beat good teams, put hours into a tournament just to grind out that win, and guess what? You're not guaranteed anything. There's not any first place, second place, third place, you know, there's no place rewards that I've noticed. And I've been playing the tournaments with 2 of my buddies since the update came out. We've won a few smaller tournaments and played deep into a few other ones, and we've gotten nothing from any of these tournaments. Now, you know, please tell me, why play tournaments and try to win if you're not being rewarded at all? This is an issue with this game, you know, the rewards of winning are often not really anything more than a number on the leaderboard or a small little topper or something that's not really going to be that cool. Sure, looking at that Fallout Vault Boy on your car for like 30 seconds in one match, hey, that's pretty cool. But you know, after like 5 matches, oh yeah, I'm kind of bored of that already. I wish I had something better. Games like Fortnite have the same issue where your reward of winning is pretty much a number on the leaderboard. You don't get anything like cosmetic, you don't get anything of value in trades, anything like that. However, Fortnite wins are much more valuable than a Rocket League tournament win on the leaderboard to most of us, including me, who is an avid Rocket League player. This was the perfect opportunity for them to push more crates, which seems to be like something that they'd be interested in doing. The Spring Fever crates have been in the recent event. There should have been like tournament crates or something for winning or placing in a tournament over like 16 teams, right? Not only does it incentivize you to win a tournament if you want new items, but it also helps Psyonix make more money when they sell you a key to open the crate you get just for playing and winning a free tournament. It's kind of a self-serving circle. You play the tournaments. If you win the tournament, you're rewarded. You use that reward to go ahead and pay Psyonix, and then after you pay Psyonix and get your reward, that is going to incentivize you to play more. In the end, Psyonix makes profit through the entire circle because you keep playing their game, you keep buying keys for crates when you win, and they make profit, you get some rewards. On top of these things, how come tournaments is locked only to the soccer game mode? I mean, what if I want to play a hoops tournament? Why not allow hoops to be a 3v3 game mode too? I think allowing tournaments to be opened up to other game modes could also draw more players in and make it a little bit more fun to play the game, along with possibly giving players a reason to play lesser played game modes. I mean, at the end of the day, giving us more options and reasons to play the game can help out a lot and literally make this game have another boost in popularity. Give us a reason to come back and play again, and people who have that issue may help the game have a big comeback. The esports scene is still pretty decent, the events get decent viewership, and are generally more entertaining than most other esport events that I watch. That is the one thing about Rocket League that I've always loved, the competitiveness of the game and watching the pros play the game. For a while, I remember running my own amateur team in tournaments way back in the day, and we would go undefeated in tournaments and take first place. Actually, we were pretty good, but until this tournaments update, this was a dead aspect of the game. Unless you were playing like game battles or something, you weren't really finding anything competitive to play that wasn't the competitive game mode in the game. Making sure this thrives is key to success for this game because, I mean, it helps generate players around the game, you know? Watching people play the game professionally is actually entertaining. Unlike a lot of other games, people who like sports can generally watch this with less issues than something like, you know, League of Legends because it has, you know, a more casual, laid-back feel to the game, and it appeals to more people. Hopefully the esports continues to thrive and give us even more reasons to come back and try and master the game again. Playing in these tournaments was some of the most fun I've actually ever had playing games competitively because this competition of the game was just addicting. Thankfully, this is kinda back, but even then, these tournaments are nothing compared to what they used to be. Back in the day, these tournaments could pay a few $100s to winning teams, and now that the tournaments in game don't even reward you for playing hours worth of game time, it feels like we kinda took a step back, you know? You can play a best of 7 series all the way through, take everyone in the entire bracket all the way to game 7, win each game in overtime in a 128 team league, spend like 3 or 4 or more hours in a tournament, and possibly get 0 reward for it whatsoever. You know, even then, the reward you do get is either gonna cost you money in the game, or it's not going to be tradable and is virtually worth nothing unless you like to collect things. So the game is not dead, but it is definitely not thriving like it used to be. This game could use some touches to make it fresh again, to make Rocket League great again. New features, new game modes, more rewards, and an overall more involved community that comes along with these improvements may make this game blow up all over again. Thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter for more updates. I just want to give you a real quick thank you guys for the amazing support that we've been receiving on the channel recently. We're growing like crazy here, and hopefully we can continue to grow at a good rate. We're inching towards 50,000 subscribers, So if you're not already subscribed, join the journey, and until my next video guys, this is Optimus, signing out.